Where are your thoughts this day? What are you contemplating? What words are you sharing in your own mind, if you will? Are you praising oneself? Are you condemning oneself? Are you being kind to oneself? Are you displaying compassion to oneself? Or are your thoughts of judgment? Are your thoughts creating a space within your entire being to feel less than? Are your thoughts scolding upon your creation? Scolding upon who you are, if you will? Where are your thoughts taking you this day? Are you contemplating past journeys? Are you contemplating past journeys that brought you joy or brought you uneasiness, hurt, heartache? When you ponder the road ahead, are you bringing forth the goodness that you desire to create? Or are you looking at the struggle, carrying with you all the burdens you've carried so many years? Where are your thoughts this day? Where are your thoughts this day? In the oneness, in the wholeness, sharing higher consciousness. We are asking questions for ones to ponder. And to ponder, not to create a space of scolding. Ones will scold themselves and then scold themselves for scolding themselves. Ones will beat upon oneself and then find a space to beat upon themselves for beating upon themselves. Then they find a space perhaps to beat upon another with unkind words, a harsh tone. And then the scolding begins. Be mindful of your thoughts. Be mindful of what is being created by your thoughts. Have you ever heard a song and it brings you back to a moment in time? It may bring you back decades in time, but you hear the song and immediately return to where you were when you first heard it, or where you were when it was powerful in your world. It is the same with an aroma, a scent. And you can bring forth a memory of another, perhaps a scent of a perfume. You have the experience and it brings you right back in time. Something perhaps your grandmother wore, your mother wore, your wife wore. And all these, we don't want to call them triggers. We almost want to call them reminders. For isn't it when one comes across the song or the scent, the aroma of baking in the kitchen? Oh, my grandmother used to bake cookies just like this. I used to eat them when I was 5 years old. And it takes you back in time. Thoughts can be reminders. bringing you back to places that feel good to your heart, or bringing you back to places that brings to you an uneasiness feeling, a feeling of disappointment, a feeling of things not working out, a feeling of missing another, a feeling of missing oneself. For how often do ones look upon their reflection and ask the question, where did I go? Where did I go? Sort of not recognizing who is looking back, if you will. Feeling discouraged, feeling overwhelmed, feeling the pathway didn't light up the way one expected it to. And so when ones ponder and they ask, where did I go? It means they are missing something. They are missing a part of themselves that used to bring a great amount of joy. Missing that feeling of peacefulness and contentment and feeling of feeling good, feeling of confidence. So many will have confidence at one time in their world, and they can lose it so rapidly. Or they don't have confidence, and then they take the time to build the confidence, and the confidence appears. So where are you standing along your pathway of thoughts? Where are you standing along the pathway of thoughts? For isn't it of great truth that a thought can bring you right back to a place, a time, a person, an event? And thoughts can bring you forward in time. And are they bringing ease, or are they bringing discomfort? And ones truly do not know what's ahead of them, even though they do their best to plan, even though they do their best to expect the best. There are some that are not expecting their best because of past decisions, past travels. I've made a lot of poor decisions. It seems to be my thing in life. No. No. Change your perception if you are feeling that way. Understand that you are the creator, creating the scenery. When ones create, it truly takes a space of imagination, if you will, a space to bring forth what one desires. So one imagines what's ahead and they're viewing what they would like to see unfold, but truly they're using their imagination. Thought. What are thoughts? Imagination, if you will. So when we gently caress and suggest that ones be mindful of their own thought, it is to assist one in their grand creation. For how can one be creating a grand scenery if they are pondering a scenery that takes them to a place they do not wish to go? And why is it so, we want to say, so easy to do such a thing? Why is it easy to ponder life in the past? Why does it feel that bringing forth the anger and the upset, or the hurt and the heartache? Why does it feel so easy to carry? Why would one choose to carry it? So a new day is presented, and you are going about your daily activity, responsibilities, perhaps playfulness, and you're going about your day, and you are knowing of your creation, knowing what you are desiring to create, and yet you sort of bring along what you did not wish to create. So we are suggesting that you just leave everything where it is and create from the space of where you stand this day. Create from a space of where you stand this day. Sounds so simple, and yet it is. But one has to be extremely aware of one's thoughts. Where are one's thoughts taking one along the journey of life? Thoughts can take you to your knees in absolute despair. And thoughts can raise you to your greatest heights in creation. It starts in the mind and in the heart. The truest sense of who one is, the inner essence of who one is, underneath the layers of human experience, underneath the conditioning, is a love so grand it is light. It doesn't feel like that when the layers of life cover one's own brilliance. But if one was truly knowing and truly understanding that under the layers is one's authentic, brilliant self, and that ones could bring themselves to a place of certainty, of knowing of one's desires and creation, from the place deep within one's being, the purest sense of who one is, would one not bring forth the greatest part of who one is, with all wishes, desires, with all the love, the joy, the peacefulness, the contentment? And ones will say, doesn't that sound? But you don't live in this world. You don't live my life. Do you see what is around me? And we say, yes, that is the layers that cover one's brilliance. But what if you knew that you could bring forth your brilliance in the adversity, in the heartache, in the painful events, in the sorrow, in the discouragement, in the disheartenment? What if you truly, deeply understood that under all those feelings is your authentic self of pureness, of creation? We say it time and time and time again. You are a creation of divine creations, placed upon Mother Earth, gently placed upon Mother Earth, to create. To create. But it is where you are placed upon, it is the family you grow up in, it is the conditioning around you, it is the society around you, that conditions and causes the layers to cover one's own brilliance. And then as time goes on, ones just keep placing on top, keep carrying along the burdens of past travels. So what if you were equipped, and you are, but what if you had the deepest knowing? What if you had the deepest knowing that you are as trusting as the sun when it comes to your brilliant light and love? What if you had the knowing that what is held deep within, the desires, the wishes, the experience that one wishes to experience, what if one understood that it is a seed placed within before one arrives onto Mother Earth to bring forth the creation of it? So let us say you are planting a garden, a beautiful flower garden or vegetable garden, but you're going to plant a seed. And you go to the local store where seeds are purchased, and you look at all the packages, if you will, and you see the picture on the package, and you see the end result. So you see what the flower would look like, you would see what the vegetables would look like, you would see the end creation, if you will. And so, in your desire to create the garden, you select what you would like to experience, what you would like to see grow, what you would like to nurture. And so you pick up the packages of seeds and you bring them to your home, if you will, and you create a space of creation. You create the space to grow these magnificent plants. And so you have your fertile soil. You know that you read, if you will, the directions on how to place a seed in the ground, how far to place it, how much sunlight one is going to need, how much shade one is going to need. And so you truly take the time to understand what you are creating. And so with loving heart, you cultivate the soil and you make the home, if you will, for the seed to grow. You plant the seed and you cover the seed lovingly with soil. You water the soil, and perhaps you even say a little blessing. And then you allow Mother Nature, if you will, and time to create the space for the seed to be all that it is. So you've planted your seed and the roots start to grow into the soil. And then days pass, time passes, there's more nurturing, and then the beautiful unfolding out of the soil into the grand rays of the sun to become all that it's meant to be, to become what the package indicated it was to be. Now we are sharing, and it is a metaphor, but not really. We are sharing that each soul comes in with their own seeds of creation, planted deep within before the arrival. So think of it as the picture on the package. What one has within to create. Think of it that way. And that is why there is a calling. That is why there are desires and wishes. Now, some people will say wishes. I'm not wishing upon anything. I don't get anything that I want. I'm not wishing as a whole bunch of nonsense and BS. I'm not wishing. Okay. So you don't want to wish, but you do have a desire. You do have a desire. And if you don't know the desire, that is when you have to tap in. That is when you have to think about going deep into the ground. What is the seed offering? What is the seed wish to become? Think of your own seed of creation deep within you, taking root if it is nourished. A seed in a package without the nourishment, it will not grow in the package. Covered up, out of all the We want to say out of the realm of creation, because it is held in a paper packet on a shelf waiting to be nourished to become all that it is. So if one never opened the package and placed the seed in the soil and nourished the soil, it would only be a seed in a package with a beautiful picture on the front. It would not have the experience of becoming all it is meant to be. And what we are sharing is that each soul has within this beautiful seed to plant, to bring forth. Think of it already planted, already for nurturing, already held deep within. So you want to cultivate, you want to bring forth, you want to nurture, and nurture is the word. That is why we started the conversation. Where are you on your thoughts? Are you condemning? Are you passing harsh judgment upon your travels? Are you allowing the layers of life experience cover up the seed that you hold within? Meaning your light and your love and your desire of creation. So when ones truly understand, they hold their magnificence already. It is already part of who one is before they arrive upon Mother Earth, held within, part of the package, if you will. And one has to go searching for the great treasure. And here is we want to say the really fun part. One creates the picture. One creates the picture. The seed will become what one is viewing. What are you nurturing? What are you giving your attention to? Just ponder it. You are imagining a picture. You are imagining a portrait. And it is your thoughts that will create the seed to grow. So what are you bringing forth? Is it more anger? Is it more of what you don't want because you cannot let go of what you don't want? You cannot think of the portrait any other way? What are you looking at? What are you seeing? And when you look at your reflection in the mirror, understand that you hold within your creations. But what are you creating? What are you creating with your thoughts and nourishment? And it is sort of not the right word, because who would nourish anger? Who would nourish sorrow? Who would nourish feeling less than? But so many do, because that is where they're placing their attention, the picture that they see. So if ones are beating upon oneself for looking the way they do or feeling the way they do, what will the portrait become? What is one bringing forth? Just ponder it. Are you nourishing yourself? Are you cultivating yourself to be the best of who you are? Are you allowing Mother Earth to embrace you, sharing all the goodness? Do you allow the light of the universe dance with the light you hold within? The roots are there. The seed is there. What are you bringing forth? What are you bringing forth with your thoughts? What is the portrait? Where do you want to stand? What scenery do you wish to create? and make it a scenery that you wish to experience. So many just see the same experience, the same scenery. They cannot see how it would ever change, so they just sort of go along with it, not understanding, not realizing that with a bit of nourishment, with compassion and kindness towards oneself and to others, with the knowing that each soul is as brilliant as the sun, but only covered, if you will, with life experience, with life conditioning, with belief systems already placed in deep within. But the seed always comes forth when one enters physical form. Something to ponder. We are wanting ones to understand of the brilliance that each being is. We want ones to understand that if one nourishes oneself with the best of thoughts, the highest thoughts, higher consciousness is what we speak about. And higher consciousness is elevating compassion. It is bringing forth kindness, especially to oneself. Because when one can be compassionate and kind and deeply loving to oneself, one will bring forth that creation. And in that creation, in that portrait on the packet, if you will, then one will just share the brilliance with others. It'll come forth like a beautiful plant emerging right into the sunlight to be shared with many, to be shared for ones to gaze upon the beauty of, just to share with Mother Earth, to be one with Mother Earth. We are suggesting to understand that you are one with Mother Earth. Think of it. Just ponder it. And that is why each soul has different creations. What one wants, another doesn't. Different preferences, different tastes, different desires. It is all meant to be, but it is all part and piece of the whole. We have shared time and time again. It is like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle coming together to fit with such precision. But each piece part of the portrait. What is your seed of creation? What do you wish to bring forth? What are you wishing to bring forth? Is it a kinder tone? Is it a gentler voice? Is it more love from your heart? Is it displaying more love? Is it sharing more? Perhaps it is just sharing words of wisdom. Bring forth what your desires are. And if you are in the space where something is sort of always reminding you, it's like a gentle tap, your heart will guide you, your heart will whisper, and it is a whisper. That is why one needs stillness to listen, to hear the gentle nudge, the gentle whisper. Because your heart knows of the creation, the heart knows of the seeds that have come forth to be created, to be nourished. What do you want the picture on the package to look like? What do you want the scenery to look like? And it is almost like growing into it. But one must nurture oneself. One must care for oneself. One must be kind to oneself. One must be compassionate to oneself to bring forth the goodness of oneself. Just like the song. Is it reminding you of a place of pure love? Is it reminding you of a place where, oh, you never wish to visit again? What are you bringing forth? Know of the seed within, the seed of creation, and know of the layers that cover one's light. Bring forth the seed of creation through the layers that cover. Bring forth like nourishing a seed to bring forth out from the soil. You are wanting to bring your creation forth. Be all who you are meant to be. Create from your brilliance, create from your authentic self, and know if you have the desire, it is a seed that you came onto Mother Earth with, you came in with, if you will. And if you've allowed yourself or someone else to take it away, to stomp on it with unkind words, you can never do that. Are you out of your mind? Yes. Get out of your mind and understand the brilliance you are holding. And that is why we started the conversation. Where are your thoughts this day? What are you thinking about this day? What are you nurturing? What are you cultivating? What are you bringing forth? Bring forth your brilliance. Stand in the rays of the sun and understand you are one with all. Understand you are held in the palms of the universe. Understand you are here for grand creation. There is great love for you.